Hello, this is Eden with HelixxVR. Today I'll be taking a look at VR Powersuit Hero Index, or just Hero Index. This is a VR superhero experience exclusively for the Valve Index, or at least their controllers. In this game you fly around in space, defending your own ships and blowing up others. You do this while wearing what is essentially an Ironman suit. There's only really two aspects in this game, so I'll break them down: the flight and the fight. I mentioned being in an Ironman inspired suit before. This is mostly because the style of flight is similar. The propulsion comes out of your hands. This means your hands facing palm back to move forward. You can adjust the power of these with the touchpad. I personally found this quite difficult to control. It didn't really help that I couldn't seem to land on anything without directly falling off, so I was always in motion, and despite being set in space, gravity still seemed to be a factor. The use of the touchpad to adjust the speed was a good thought though, and did work well. Now, I've played the Ironman VR demo and some other games with similar flight methods, and this was the only time I really had a problem, even if it's not my favourite method of flying in VR. It feels like it still needs adjustments in this one. Now, moving on to the fight aspects, you have a number of large ships on both sides. Smaller ships attack the large ships, and it's your job to defeat the ones attacking yours with either a laser or rapid fire bullets. This feels more than a bit pointless, as it just keeps going. My ships get destroyed, their ships get destroyed, and as time goes on, more appear on both sides. It appears to be endless. If you look at the store page for this game, all of the screenshots look the same, and that's because that's really all there is to it. This feels more like a controller demo than anything else. With that said, the controls for the weapons aren't too bad. I did experience a few times where it detected a different gesture than I meant to make, but it generally worked when I made a finger gun motion to shoot the laser, or a fist for bullets. I don't think that it did it better than it could and has been done on other controllers, but it worked. Onto graphics, they're functional but pretty basic. Graphical performance was an issue though. When ships were breaking up, it kept flashing to the loading screen. The audio is fine, it doesn't really stand out. As well as the issues I already mentioned, there were two more which stood out to me. Firstly, I had to restart this game 4 times to get it working. I'm not sure why, but it kept going into a black screen on the first screen until I managed to hit the button to start the tutorial. That brings me to the next issue. The tutorial taught me to fly, but the rest of the teaching didn't really seem to work. I figured it out easily enough in game, but it's still not good. Now, the game costs approximately $20, €17, or £16. Do I think it's worth it? No. Hero Index is a nice idea, taking advantage of the Index controllers for a superior experience. It could have been something that tied us over until Ironman VR 2. It's essentially a demo though, and it doesn't really do much with the controllers. There's also technical issues and the cost is far too high. If you want something specifically to test these controls out, then something like hand-to-hand combat would be better. It's not outstanding, but it's a quarter of the price, and it uses them in a lot of different ways, unlike this title. And if you just want to fly around like Iron Man, then something like HelixxVR VR comes to mind. I just can't recommend Hero Index, and I think that people would be better off looking at alternatives. Once again, this was Eden from HelixxVR. If you'd like to see more content like this, please remember to like, subscribe, and if you really liked it, hit that alert button too.